So we have a really great episode for you listeners today. We have a couple of people coming in from the Jefferson County Public Library, Sean Eads and Marcy James. They handle a lot of the programming over there. It's a really fun conversation.
It was really fun. And, honestly, before I had my son, I didn't have a library card. I probably couldn't tell you what the closest library to me was. Candidly, but now we're avid users of the library, and just this episode really proves that the library is for everyone. It's more than books. Right. No matter what age you are, there's culture passes, there's tax help, there's a lot of fun events that they put on all year. Maybe you're a toddler who doesn't want to stay up till midnight, or your parents don't let you.
Or if you just don't want to stay up till midnight on New Year's Eve.
In general, yeah, there's a noon Year's Eve prom swap, pause for reading. We're going to talk about all of these programs and a lot more. Just really fun stories from the two of them.
Yeah, the prom dress swap, that's a really cool program. I think it's, affordable for all these teens out in Jeffco that may not be able to afford a dress or a gown. And, it's one of the biggest nights of the year. And that one was the cool one for me.
And when they pick out the dress or their suit, they bring food in for local food banks. So someone else wins too. It's a win-win. It's amazing.
We get into a little bit about how it's fulfilling for them to work at the library. Like you said, it's more than just books.
And you can tell that they have a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. A couple great stories. So listen all the way through. And why don't let's get to it. Here's our episode with Sean and Marcy.
Welcome into the Engage Jeffco Podcast. On this episode, we have Sean and Marcy from Jeffco Public Library. Sean and Marcy, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
My name is Sean Eads. I'm the program coordinator for the Jefferson County Public Library. I've been with the county for, going on 24 years come March as a reference librarian. Moved into my current position in September of 2024.
Amazing. Marcy?
I'm Marcy James, and I'm the manager of programming. I'm right behind Sean with 21 years in March, and I started in the children's department, and then I've been in programming. I was the coordinator for about 7 years, and I've been the manager for about 2.
Well, thank you for coming in. We really appreciate you taking some time to come up to our neck of the woods. I know it's not an easy drive, so we appreciate it.
Well, I'm a big fan of the library, avid user with my son. But most people, when you think of libraries, they think of books, right? Maybe some dusty old shelves. But you all provide so much more. And we'll get into more specific programming later on. But give us just a broad overview about what programs you all put on each year.
Well, if you were looking at the totality or the total of programs we do, we're talking well over 1,000.
No, it's actually over 12,000.
Is that 12,000? Right.
It's 12,000 a year. Yeah, and it's a great range of things. So I think our mission statement says we provide free access to experiences, opportunities, and information. So that's sort of what we're based on.
Yeah, the centrality of the experience of the library in every way that you can imagine. And programming really adds a dimension to that, libraries probably in the past haven't really focused on that much. But as it's become more and more of a tool of public engagement, it really is sort of front and center.
And a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We get to do crazy things like author visits, and, we have chair yoga, and it's a lot of fun.
I say my job is I'm a party planner for nerds.
I love that.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, that's good. Can you kind of talk to us about some of the demographics that you try to hit with your programs? I know there's a lot of teen and youth programs, some seniors programs. Can you go into that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, we have 3 core services, so kids, teens, and adults, but we also have D, E, and I. And they've been asking a lot for adult programs more often, so we're trying to do a little bit of that. And Sean's experience as an adult librarian will come in great for that. We also have a lot of things for seniors.
Speaking to seniors, we're in the middle of tax season right
yes,
now.
We are.
Great segue. Thank you. I appreciate that. So tax season's upon us.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of programs do you have to help seniors file their taxes?
Sure, yeah. For quite a few years now, we've had AARP Tax Help, which is actually probably one of our most popular programs right now, of course. I think we have about 1,600 people every year. And there's just really heartwarming stories about that because it's a lot of seniors. They will arrange rides from their family, from Access-a-Ride. So it's really important to them that we have these appointments, and they usually fill up in less than a week.
Okay. And how do people sign up for these?
We're all done now. They're all filled up.
Okay.
But they can sign up online, or they can just go to one of their locations. They can also call our call center, and they can make the appointment for them.
Sounds good.
Adjacent to that, too, I should say, our public libraries are one of the few places where you can still go and get tax forms if you are using the print version. I mean, there are things that we get from the IRS, but we will print any tax form for anybody for free.
And that's people who might be intimidated or daunted by the internet. That might be a good option for them, right?
Absolutely.
And kind of moving from seniors to kiddos, there's a ton of perks and fun programs for kiddos. The early literacy program, Raise a Reader. I mean, books at the Railroad Museum. I mean, that is my son's dream. I don't know about some other kiddos out there, but also Pause on Reading. There's a bunch of fun stuff. You can tell us a little bit about those.
Yeah, Raise a Reader is probably one of my favorite events. We partner with the Colorado Railroad Museum. If you've never been there, you get the chance to climb on the trains and ride trains. And believe me, it's not just the kids who are doing it. We have all sorts of booths there that teach caregivers easy ways to do the skills of read, write, talk, and play. There's usually some Let's Dance. So there's bubbles and there's art. And it's all free. That's one of the things that I think I love most about working for Jefferson County Public Libraries is everything is free. And not all libraries can say that. Our summer camps are free. Yeah. Pause, of course. That's a great program. Sometimes for kids, it's a little awkward to practice their reading. Dogs tend to be very non-judgmental. So it's a very popular program.
Yeah, for kiddos to practice reading, out loud, that's so intimidating. But, when you feel like you're actually, helping somebody else, even if it's a furry friend,
that's right.
It makes it probably gives them so much confidence, I'm sure.
And I think they're expanding, too. It's not just dogs anymore. I think you can read to rabbits.
There's a bunny. There is a bunny, yes.
Are the bunnies more judgmental or less?
I don't know. They're pretty quiet. They just sit in their basket and, it's soothing, I guess.
Not as cuddly maybe as our canine friends. So.
They definitely don't drool as much.
They say, hop into reading.
Oh, there we go. All right. Aww. That's the new motto right there.
And on top of that, there's also New Year's Eve event. I think that was pretty successful recently.
Yeah, New Year's Eve was something. I think this was the first time we did it as a system-wide prayer. We kind of thought of it as a signature event for toddlers. And what we did was we partnered with a company called Denver Balloons and Events, and they rigged a balloon drop. I mean, at just about every one of our locations, with the idea, okay, at noon. We did kind of special story times, special parties at the locations, and then did the balloon drop right at 12 p.m. And my goodness, that saw some of the largest attendance that we've seen. I think the Conifer Library, which is in kind of a new location, I mean, they had well over 100 people. It's like the largest event they've ever done. Some of the libraries, it's like, glad that the fire marshals weren't there because we had more people than we could really maintain or we're supposed to have in our meeting rooms, as there was that much enthusiasm for it.
I mean, that speaks to the reach the library has too.
Oh yeah.
I wish the podcast had pictures because you could just see these kids hugging the balloons. They were so excited, and every parent had their camera out taking pictures.
I think I could probably use a New Year's Eve too. I don't know if I can stay up till midnight.
Did you make it till midnight?
No, I don't. I made it to about 9:30.
I don't want to do that anymore.
And right in the middle of the prom dress swap as well. This is an annual event that you guys do, the prom dress swap.
Yeah, the prom dress swap, we've been doing that now for, I think, about 12 or 13 years. It started at the Belmar Library, and now it's expanded to just about every location. The way that it happens is that like one of our teen librarians, Megan Perry at Stanley Lake, she made a comment that, prom is like one of the most important events in a lot of teenagers' lives, but it's also one of the most cost prohibitive and expensive. So it's extremely difficult for some families to do. So the prom swap allows the public to donate their own prom clothing, dresses, shoes, socks, the suits, the whole thing. And then families in need or students in need can donate cans of food in exchange for items of clothing. This year, it will be done at the temporary Arvada space, and it will be done at the Belmar Library. And that's both of those events are completely open to the public. And then it will be done at, I think, 4 different high schools. And at the high schools, that's solely for the students at the schools, not open to the public.
And it's amazing because they can go in and they can get dresses, they can get jewelry, they can get a little bag. It's one of the most fun things to work at. Sometimes we'll have someone volunteer to be do alterations for them. And it's really exciting to see them picking something out basically for free for a really important night for them.
A landmark night in their childhood.
Yeah.
Where can people find some more information about not just the prom dress swap, but all the programs that you put on?
Yeah, jeffcolibrary.org. That's our website. And you can find all of our programs and services and story times, of course.
So as we transition into the spring and summer, there's a lot of good programs around those 2 seasons. Can you talk about how patrons can use the culture passes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Culture passes. We have anywhere between 7,000 and 10,000 people use them every year. We have 17 different organizations. So you can go to, I always say this is great for people who come into town and you want to go do something fun. So like Denver Firefighters Museum is really fun for the kids. The most used one is the one that we have with the Butterfly Pavilion. There's also, I know, right? The Center for Women's History. Wings Over the Rockies is one of the newer ones. And, the newest one that we have is with the Clear Creek Makerspace. And when they get that, I think we have 7 of them available, but it's for a month. So they can go in with another person, because it's always more fun with a friend, right?
Right.
And do all these things in the makerspace. They can do, wood burning and I don't know, all that stuff. It's 3D printing and
sublimation.
Get creative. Yeah. A lot of things that, you can't afford to do it at home. So it's great.
Yeah. And there's also summer reading programs. Is that just for kiddos or is that adults as well?
Jefferson County is one of the few libraries on the Front Range whose summer reading program is open to everybody. Most libraries have a summer reading program of some sort, but oftentimes it's just for kids and teens typically, and adults are left out. Adults are actually the second largest participants in our summer reading program. And we have been doing more focus on building adult-themed programs for summer reading, generally built around an art or craft kind of experience. Last year we did stained glass. The public could do a stained glass program and a couple of watercolor classes. This year we're going to be doing a leatherworking class with Tandy Leather, a company in Arvada. And the Denver Art Garage is going to lead a mixed media kind of collage program, which should be really exciting.
Yeah, it sounds very cool.
Yeah. And aside from programming, the library has some other infrastructure projects going on as well. Can you talk a little bit about the Arvada renovation and the progress on all of that?
The Arvada Library closed right at the end of December. It's going to go through pretty much a year-long remodel. They are occupying a temporary space just a few blocks away from the location. It's a school off of Balsam.
Yeah, Arvada K-8.
Yeah. And so they're going to be doing both checkouts and circulation and a limited amount of programs out of that space. We also have a new facility that's just been named. It's called Deer Creek.
Deer Creek.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's down in Carroll. We bought a building that is the former beer distribution warehouse for Eagle Rock. But the outside of it, it looks amazingly just like a municipal building. You would never think this is a beer warehouse distribution company until you get inside, and then things change. But it's about a 70, 80,000 square foot building. It's a huge space, and it will take some time to remodel all of that. Remodeling will start at some point in the summer, but we're going to be able to be having like programming services out of that space while all that's going on.
Yeah, right now there are some story times, and we bring, of course, the summer reading programs will be there. They have story times. There's quite a bit of programming coming there because we want to get people used to coming to that.
Yeah, they've started a book group. They've started a kind of what we would call a textile group, like a yarn and needle art sort of group, which is something that almost every location we have now does. That's a very popular thing with the public. So they're really growing and making use of that space. For all the difficulties of not being an officially open library yet, they're really doing a fantastic job.
Is there something that the public can do to help support any of these redesigns?
I think just always giving us their input. There's a huge public input phase that we go through, and we just want to know what they want in their libraries.
I think also, there's always going to be glitches and hitches when it comes to redesigning something and timelines. So the public is always very gracious with us when it comes to yes, we thought that it would be open by now. It's not. It's still a few months away. And they're very understanding. But keeping up that grace and that understanding for us is a huge thing.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of support. I think the community is really excited to have the new libraries.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, you said community right there. I think that's kind of the broader picture that I'm picking up from you too. You have all these full service libraries, but there's, a number of programs to meet people where they are, like the Bookmobile and, mail delivery and express libraries, et cetera. Can you guys kind of go into that a little bit?
Well, yeah, I think we are all about meeting people where they are. The express library is unmanned, but we do programs there once in a while. But people love it because they can get their holds there. It's nice and quiet. And, if they don't want to see anyone, they don't have to.
We have vending machines. We have book vending machines.
We do. Yeah, the holds lockers are very popular.
Yeah, it just seems like you're really stretching the taxpayer money that is given to you to really, really put it back into the community.
Oh, yeah. There's always an information gathering phase that's probably more than a year long because we want to know what they want. We're their library system. We're paid for with their tax dollars. And
I just had one more quick question for both of you, just on a personal level. What is it like working? You said, you do programming for nerds. You make events for nerds. What is it like being able to do the job that you have? It must be super fulfilling.
Incredibly fulfilling. I mean, I would not pick another career. I could tell you so many different stories over, nearly a quarter of a century now of working in a public library, of interactions with patrons when you didn't even realize that some small gesture that you made in terms of public service, in terms of just going about your daily job, had such a huge impact on somebody. I could tell you a quick story if you're interested. It's still that I still, if I ever do get a feeling of burnout, that I can come back to this story, because I started working at the Belmar Library in March of 2002. And it was probably at some point in the summer of that same year where a lady came up to me and she said, I've got a daughter who's, pretty sick and she needs some books, but she's gotten to the point where she cannot quite read. So we need to do audiobooks. And she really likes audiobooks about Queen Elizabeth I. which I thought, I was looking at her and I thought, well, her daughter couldn't possibly be more than 15. I thought that's an interesting thing for like a teenager. And it's my assumption, a teenager to be interested in. But we didn't have anything on audiobook in the immediate collection. So I had to do, sure you're all familiar with the term interlibrary loan, where I just ordered these books from, outside of the state. Didn't really think anything about it. We conversed, and just talked. And I said, hopefully these books will, be in time and be here to comfort your daughter. I didn't really think too much more about it. And a few months later, she came back and she had a 3-ring binder with her. And she said, you were so helpful and nice to me in ordering those books. And I wanted to let you know that my daughter died. And her daughter was actually much older than I wrote, and she's like in her 30s. So, I'm not a very good judge of age when I'm looking at people. But she said, I have not forgotten, the lengths that you went to find me those books. And I wanted to know if you would take one further step with me and help me Xerox my daughter's will. That's what was in the binder. And I said, of course, and I'm crying and she's crying and the few patrons who could overhear this are crying. But it crystallized for me just how profound an impact and how simple customer service really can be. And when people are coming into a library, you just do not know the full impact that you are having on someone's life. And I think that applies for, anybody in any sort of customer service position. But that's just what I feel is almost as like a testament or my testimony in a way for like why I would never want to give this job up.
Yeah. I feel like people come to libraries during the best and the worst part of their lives, and we get to be a part of that. So neither one of us are the floor librarians now who deal with those emotions every day. But it's hard to forget, and it keeps you focused on your mission and the people that you're helping. And if you ever start losing sight of that, I was a children's librarian, so I just go to story time.
Oh, thank you guys so much for sharing. That was a special story.
I was looking for research for this podcast. That there's a number of fun lists. There was like movies about winter sports, and all that. I'm a list person, so I need to be told what to read too. So that's very, very helpful.
One of our most fun services, I think, actually off of our website is a thing called Your Next 5 Books, and you can click on that link and you kind of fill out a form saying, well, this is what I like to read, or this is what I've liked in the past. These are some of the authors that I've enjoyed. That will go to a library employee, and then they will use that information and select 5 books just for that person.
No way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So just more and more that we learn about the library, the more and more I nerd out.
Well, I think we're all information junkies. That's how we got into this. So it's amazing the questions people ask, and then you become so interested, you kind of fall down this little tunnel. You have to find the information.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just wanted to thank you both for coming in, Sean, Marcy. It's been a really great and fun conversation. And for anyone who wants to learn more, you said jeffcolibrary.org.
Yes. And thank you for having us. This has been great.
Cool. Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks so much again to Sean and Marcy for joining us. Hopefully this conversation made you want to go check out your local library.
Yeah, and if you want to learn more about the JCPL, you can check out our show notes for more information, and we'll throw some links in there too.
And one of those links is going to be the SpeakPipe link. So what we want you to do, basically leave us a voicemail. So tap the SpeakPipe link in our show notes and tell us what your favorite library is, what you do at the library. We'd love to hear it.
And some self plugs for us. We have our social media handles in there. It's at Jeffco Colorado. And then our Engage Jeffco newsletter, which comes out every month. We have a link to sign up there. So if you want to keep up with us, there's a couple of different ways that you can find us in our show notes.
And if you liked listening to this episode, share with anyone else you think who might enjoy it as well. Subscribe so you keep seeing how frequently we publish those episodes. And why not? Give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts too. Thanks for tuning in.
Take care and keep looking out for each other, Jeffco.